Good morning, Mrs. Watson.
How are you?
I am good. I didn't have to get up as early as you, so I think it was good that we were slightly delayed and that I could push you two positions yesterday, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. But we made it happen.
that's great. Good to see you, Julie.
Good to
Um,
see you too.
you are, I mean, you and Ultimate Tech. Now I have to get used to a new name. You are everywhere basically. So you have new partnerships and collaborations. We make more films for you than ever. You are at every exhibition almost. And now Drupa. I remember you said to me maybe 6 or 8 months or some 9 months maybe even, you said to me, well, Printing United is for us a little bit more important than Drupa, and yet it seems that you are all in for Drupa, right? So what is the truth?
Actually, both were really important. Printing United was important for us because we had some technology introductions that were very interesting. For example, we introduced a new generation of our true shape nesting. We had a Kongsberg cutting table in our booth to showcase this in
Technology for
full
the first time
collaboration.
at an Ultimate booth, right?
Yeah, exactly, at the Ultimate booth. And we were also introducing Ultimate Best Cut, which is a AI-driven cutting buddy that gets added on to an EtoTech paper cutter and allows to simplify the whole, cutting process for operators. So that Printing United was really important for this. Drupa is really important also because we have more technology announcements, obviously, for Drupa. Our team is going to be there. And how can Drupa not be important? It's every 4 years. Everybody in the industry shows up with our, most our best innovations. But everybody puts their best foot forward. When you're passionate about the print industry, you're excited to go to Drupa no matter what, right?
Totally agree. The reason I was just asking was just because I know that when you have like a, let's say, a technology announcement like you had on Printing United, obviously that is extremely important, because how do you bring that message to the market? How will the market react to it, and how can that drive your company forward? And of course, I mean, with all respect, of course, the North American market is a market that you cannot just don't care about it, right? I mean, you have to think about it a little bit from time to time, of course, right? And the same with Drupa. But I was just, it was, for me, it was a little bit fun because you said that we were actually, and that was maybe because the focus were on these two launches, where like it may be not a more important show. That is not right, but more important to you because that was like top of mind at that time. Sorry, shit language. Sorry, I'm not good at it. No, no, no. So at Drupa, I joined your webinar just a few days ago, and it seems that you just continue an endless journey of productivity gains and technology gains that are just crazy. What will you show at Drupa?
Well, we definitely have quite a few things. So, of course, we have a new version, 2024.1 version of Impostrip with a host of features, especially around organization of jobs. So, imposition is also about page placement and obviously marks, but it's more than that. It's also about organizing the entire print job, and that sometimes requires some batching, some grouping, some separating, some. So we've enhanced some functionality sets around this. So we invite definitely customers to come and check out what we have to show. We also now compatible with the PDF X4, so we are compliant from the Ghent Workgroup, which we're really excited about. I apologize; it's early morning, and my daughter just joined us for this
I,
session. She
for
found a way to get into my office
is that next generation, Julie, or what are we looking at?
here. Yeah, we're training her, right? We're
Okay, that's
training
great.
her.
That's great.
You see, just give it.
Yeah.
she wants to participate. So
But
this is why,
that's
it's early morning here in Canada, so this
yeah,
is to be expected.
that's great. You know that when you also you joined our non-event last year, you know that when you go to our events, our family is always there. So I was just when I heard some noise outside the door, I thought, okay, my son he will bump in a second, and then it was your daughter. So we're used to it, Judy. So no worries.
We also have more new things. So we're obviously going to be showcasing our Impostrip in a Docker. So Impostrip is now Linux, Mac, and Windows, and we also offering a container version, which we will be showing on AWS at our booth. So please, for people to come and see this. It's very exciting. Presenting Impostrip for futuristic technology stacks is also very exciting. And an Ultimate Bindery, we're supporting a host of new devices, bringing our device list count to over 85 devices. This is amazing. I mean, I think out of all the, for solutions driving finishing, we started in 2008, but we've never stopped. We've never stopped adding new devices. We've never stopped adding compatibility. So this really, I think, demonstrate our dedication towards automating the full end-to-end workflow for customers.
Can I teach you a little bit?
Yeah, you can teach
Because
me a little bit.
I think that you said in the webinar that you say you now here in the marketing of PreDrupa we talk more than 85 devices, and I think that at PreDrupa in your webinar you said 86 devices, right? But that's still more than 85, of course, right? So, Julie,
I'm glad you were listening. That's
yeah, I
good.
listen to everything you say, my friend. No, a question. When just for people to understand, so when you talk about this integration and these machines that are added to the bindery, does that mean that when you integrate it, then you don't have to do anything. You just if it's on the same network, then you can connect Horizon, Stitchliner, blah blah, and then basically the two systems collaborate, or what? How does it work in reality?
Exactly. We build a driver based on the device's capability. So first of all, you can validate jobs to this device. Every device has its own constraints. So very important point is you want to validate before you print, so you can make sure that whatever you're printing, you can finish. As well as this driver allows a direct connectivity to the device from job to job with full detail and full setup. So you're really removing all manual make ready on that device. And we can automate as much as what that device allows in terms of automation. So that's interesting. With Ultimate Bindery, there's a lot of added value. You want to get started with only automating one device, this is possible. You want to automate in the future more devices, this is also possible. And knowing that with Ultimate Bindery, we're continuously adding devices, it makes it really a future-proof solution. So you can tie in to an existing workflow, for example. It can take as input JDF, and you can tie it to an existing workflow, or obviously to Ultimate Impostrip for a full end-to-end.
Just to understand what you say, so let's say that you have a setup where you have Impostrip and Impobind, right, or bindery. Does that mean that let's say that I put a job on my press X, and it needs to be bound on binder Y, and before you actually get the job started, then it will communicate whether formats and impositioning and placement of pages fits these two technologies?
Exactly. So you can validate for finishing, and you can automatically, obviously, impose the job for the press, but also for finishing. So imposition is all about how you will finish the product. So all of this ties into a fully automated workflow.
Super smart. I was just wondering because one of the things we were filming from Photofabrik in the Netherlands for you last year. Super nice company, and I guess it's also a super nice customer for you guys because they are really involved, right? But one of the reason why I mentioned that was because there was a couple of things that I paid attention to when we did the film, and one, let's say first one thing is that you have a scalable solution that you can actually add resources on the server side as you need it. If you have a lot of work next Monday, you can basically say, give me more resources, basically, right? That was the one thing, right? The other thing was also that the okay, let's start with that one because I just want to have your answer to that one first. So scalability, tell me a little bit about that.
It's really important. So first of all, with digital printing, you're handling a high number of short run jobs. It's a lot of files, and you want to get them ready as quickly as possible to drive all your digital equipment. Especially in the context of Photo Fabric, they're driving their entire production, all their digital presses, all their wide format presses. All the files are centralized through Impostrip. So at this point, you may need more processing power to handle all of this, depending on the number of jobs you're producing every day and the types of jobs that you're producing every day. So what's good to know is that with Impostrip, you can reach whatever level of processing power that you need. And with our unique scalable architecture and all the optimization features around that, it really makes it a must-have in these environments.
The other thing, and you mentioned it almost yourself now, or you did actually mention this, is that when I spoke to you before we went to Photofabric, you said that one of the things, if I quote you right, but I think you said to me that if you look at where the competition goes in now when it comes to, let's say, the software side of our industry, basically every time you buy a printing machine, you have some kind of workflow. Every time you buy any MIS system, you have some kind of workflow, and basically a lot of it may actually be let's say obsolete or not relevant. And if you look at the cost of having this software, you really want to say get rid of it, just buy into the ultimate tech universe. How far can you actually do that? Because I mean, you cannot replace a DFE with you guys, right? But
No.
when you say that, where is the, let's say, where are the touch points to where you can deliver and where you are not delivering? If we put, let's say, into a real life kind of application, where can people save money?
Yeah. No, we do not compete with a DFE, and DFEs are really important. You need powerful DFEs to have good ripping time, to have pages printing out of the press as quickly as possible. So that's definitely a really important component. Basically, what we're saying is we specialize in the imposition process. So leave that specialty to us. We are going to impose the jobs as efficiently as possible inside one solution. So, for example, you don't need, if you have various solution, you have to learn each solution, and each solution is geared towards a certain piece of equipment, but does not necessarily have a full functionality set. When we build InfoStrip, it's about servicing all the presses, different applications, but focusing on imposition. This is really our expertise. And so I think to have expert tools, best in class solutions is really key to an optimal production. And so what we'll do is we'll deliver a PDF file. We're a PDF workflow. So this could be going to a DFE, to a RIP, anywhere basically that you need to deliver it.
So if, let's say that you're a company like Photofabric, I know they are quite unique, but let's say that, okay, no, it may be different. Let's say that you're a printing company with multiple presses and semi-automated workflow, and you're getting there, but you're not there 100%. How do you get to the next level? Because I mean, you're based in Canada, and I guess that people works with your let's say distributors or agents or dealers or whatever you call them, right, in order to understand the, let's say, the total implication of working with Ultimate Tech, right?
Well, first of all, working with Ultimate Impostrip with our tools is it easy. So there's no big implementation. You can start small. You can start without programming skills and still automate. With our hot folder technology,
Okay.
allows you to to really dive into automating everything about the imposition.
Mm,
And then you can bring it one step further. You can tie it into web to print storefront, an MIS solution, or any kind of upstream management system as well. Tie it in to automatically deliver files to the DFEs, for example.
mm,
You can start small. You can be automated. So the entry point is easy. It's an easy step, and then you can build from there. You
mm,
have more volume. We can, cross grade to a scalable version.
mm,
So really, I think the message is about getting started.
mm,
You want to automate,
mm,
and that's starting with picking a best-in-class tool like Ultimate Impostrip, and our team will be happy to walk, each customer in towards their full automation journey. And then the next step is to tie in finishing, of course,
mm,
and automating all the finishing equipment
mm.
and removing as many manual steps as possible in the process.
So, if you really, really want to automate and really make money on automation, are you basically saying that the biggest, let's say, low hanging fruit, if you can say that, is basically when you are able to add it into the bindery? Because I mean, binderies are typically very labor intensive, and so that is where you get the real big gains. Is that when you implement the bindery?
Definitely, because there's always been a lot of focus on getting the files to the press, but
Mm.
then losing all that speed and all that automation and bindery is
Yeah.
counterproductive.
Yeah.
So what we're saying is, yes, automate to the press,
Mm-hmm.
and then continue this automation all the way down to the final product.
Mm.
And then you can really, I think, gain in terms of productivity, and you can get more jobs out the door. Some customers saying they produce 30% more jobs in a day.
Wow.
This is tremendous. Who wouldn't want to produce 30% more jobs in a day?
Mm.
And the investments, software is not that complex.
Mm.
With a team of experts like our team, we could definitely help with answering questions. It's just a question of changing, I guess, habits,
Mm.
changing the way to look at how the work flows into production. But
Mm.
nowadays, it's not complicated anymore to automate all the way down to finishing.
Okay. In the beginning, you mentioned as one of the big takeaways is the AVS solution having a cloud-based ultimate solution. I do understand, but why is it important that you have a Unix and a Mac and a Windows version? I mean, shouldn't we just all move to the cloud?
I mean, our solutions are really tailored to fit into customer environment. And depending on where the service providers are around the world, they have different preferences.
Okay.
And so, as a technology company, we simply want to provide the technology stack to
Mm.
fit into whatever
Mm.
environment the customer has.
Mm.
In different customer size, different region is going to have different preferences. If
Mm.
you're going towards the cloud, a lot of people use Linux
Mm.
for various reasons.
Mm.
So this is why we went in this direction. But
Mm.
we just want to offer the possibilities
Mm.
so that customers can really leverage our technology.
Hmm. Then maybe stupid question is that like, can you across these platforms share code base, or does that requires 4 times more work from your side? I mean, I'm always asking because every time you offer more solutions that needs to be maintained. I mean, I remember my colleague Henrik, he said to me yesterday, well, Excel on Mac is not as good as Excel on Windows. I don't know if it's true, but I was just like, if you have to manage more code base and everything, it sometimes just costs more time and therefore also more money.
Well, for us, it's a unified code base, right? So we don't have like 10 different subversions of InfoStrip to manage. It's simply multi-platform and being able to scale it in different environments. So this is manageable, and it's our commitment, I guess, to providing technology for the future,
Mm.
because yes, a lot of solutions are still installed on premise, but customers also wanting to install this on their cloud environments. So this is an important step, I think, for the future. We were already Windows and Mac. bringing it to Linux is not it's not the end of the world when you're already in these environments.
Maybe the beginning to a new world, because I mean, I guess that Mac OS is still Unix based, right? So basically you can probably port quite a lot of things from solution to solution.
And
Julie,
actually, that just like that brings me to a good point. Is that our solution on all these platforms is full featured, full features. So in this containerized version that you can scale on AWS, we're talking about the full feature set and power of the Ultimate Impostrip, not some sub feature or selected feature set. So that's really powerful.
does that also mean, because now you're poking the bear basically, right? So basically, does that also mean that from an API perspective that you can do pretty much everything that you can do in both binary and Impostrip through APIs?
Yes. So we've always had open connectivity to Ultimate Impostrip, and it's for sure that communicating via the cloud is going to be via web APIs.
Fantastic. Julie, at your webinar on PreDrupa event last week, you invited our joint friend Matthias from Omikai to show integration into an MIS system. I know that he will also be at Drupa together with you. Are you bringing more partners into your booth to show how all these partnerships works, or is he a one-off?
Well, we're definitely about connectivity and integration. What's very interesting about this integration that we wanted to showcase is that we really worked together with Omikai to build um, a total end-to-end connectivity from a web to print storefront that's built on Shopify with connectivity via Zapier into Omikai, and then the jobs obviously being organized there and then submitted to our solutions for imposition and finishing. So so this end to end is really possible, and with a futuristic tech stack. So this is what we're presenting at Drupa. This is really important, I think, for the industry, and this is why we came together to showcase this integration at this event.
Fantastic. What else? You will be there for all 11 days minimum, and you will bring your entire international team of people that speaks different languages. I mean, it's soon, Julie. When are you leaving Canada?
Very soon, probably too soon.
Hey, you will be flying in as a diva and just land on the starting date and just let your staff handling everything, right?
Right.
That would be very unlikely, you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But we do have the advantage that we're a software company. We don't have, luckily, we don't have to ship equipment and set up equipment. I know this is a lot of work for manufacturers to do a whole setup, especially at Drupa.
Definitely.
So I really do think that visitors are going to have a lot of neat things to see. So Drupa is definitely a place to be. Ultimate's first Drupa was in 1990.
Wow.
And we're going to be celebrating our 35 years at Drupa. So
fantastic. It was talking about history. I saw that you posted a photo of you and your mom with was it a banner or roll up? And I was just like, wow. I mean, I know that we always looked like our parents, but that was like something that you couldn't run away from, right?
Ever since I started in the industry, people would walk up to me and say, "Oh, you must be Joanne's daughter, right?"
Yeah, and I mean, that is not the worst thing to be compared to, of course. So that's super great. Julie, I want to thank you very much for your time here. I know it was early, but it was fun, and I hope it was also educational for our audience. So thank you very much. For the next person that we're going to meet, that is something that is almost unlikely on when I do these kind of webinars, because it is a pre-recorded session with John Blythe from Rico, and the only reason why I allowed him to do it as a pre-recording from yesterday was mainly because the entire Rico team is today gathered to talk about the final Drupa plannings. So I take that as a fair and square reason for doing it, right? So as a little teaser, and then I will show you the interview I did with John yesterday. So Julie, thank you very much, and see you soon in Düsseldorf, right?
Yeah, see you in Germany. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye bye.